I mean, what kind of ad spend are you spending right now? Give an idea to the people that are...
Right now, we spend around 100 to 150K a day on ads.
A day.
Yeah, I think the highest that we spent, do you remember, James? He knows all the numbers.
I think it's like 500-600K a day.
Yeah.
That was like the most. But obviously,
Yeah.
we don't spend that every day. Or like 100-150K is like the average.
Becoming a master is not about doing 4,000 things. It's about doing 12 things 4,000 times.
The Ultimate Sales Machine presents the CEO Mastery Show for entrepreneurs looking to grow faster, better, smarter. If you would like to have a profound breakthrough in your business, talk to our team live by visiting chetholmes.com/breakthrough. Good advice is contextual. Get your answers at chetholmes.com/breakthrough.
I am so excited to have these three wonderful gentlemen with me because last night I was on a yacht. It was the first time that I met them. I was at TNC and we did an auction for a piece of art for sex trafficking victims, and whoever won, that money would go to the sex trafficking victims. And Pete Vargas did a great job of rallying everybody together. How much do you want to give? How much do you want to give? And these gentlemen put up $175,000 right there on the spot. I mean, you didn't know about any of it, right? When you first?
You know about the auction?
Yeah.
So funny story is, so when he was drawing it, I actually went up to James and Andrew and I said, I think they're going to auction this off for a charity. So let's just have a number in mind. And we're like, how much? So we're going back and forth, 10,000, and James like maybe 15,000. And we're considering 20,000 maximum.
Oh my God.
And so as soon as the auction starts and this lady goes, 10,000, we're like, okay, that's pretty fast. And so as soon as it goes up to 20,000 and we're like 50,000, and at this point, James was sitting away from us. And so we didn't even consult with James. But we knew James was going to be okay with it. He supports the cause too. So
my God.
we eventually, Andrew and I said, okay, I think we can just put another zero behind 20,000 and say that's our maximum and just stick through that. And so, yeah.
10x.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's what happened.
10x.
So in a room full of the biggest, best, brightest at TNC, these three gentlemen, all born in the late 90s.
Just kids.
Yeah, everybody's wondering, who are they?
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, please share. Who are you? What you do? What makes you have such a lovely giving heart?
Yeah, so I'm Andrew, and I was born in San Jose, so Northern California. And my whole life, I was like a very lazy kid. Like I would like cheat on tests, like not do too much, you know, like very just like, I felt like I wasn't a hardworking person. And then when I went to college, Chris really inspired me because he had like a very well-working business, especially like while he was balancing college too. And he graduated at like 22 with like very good grades. So Chris was always like one of my main role models when I was like first coming to college.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, we actually met in a parking lot because I couldn't eat at the dining hall my freshman year because it was closed. So I went to like the Starbucks across the street.
Okay.
And then I just like saw him and I was like, yo, your Mustang's dope. And he was getting dinner with one of my frat bros. They're picking up alcohol or something. And I was like, oh, what are you guys doing? And then he was like, oh, we're getting alcohol. And then I think Chris expected me to walk away. But I was like, oh, can I come with you guys?
He's already getting in my car.
I know like Chris was like closed off, but I guess like later he said I had just like a very like, I guess.
He was very welcoming and super sweet guy. So I was like, no harm. You know, it's like get in the car, no problem. So.
And then
we naturally just started connecting, and then Chris and I started doing drop shipping and affiliate marketing.
okay.
And then later we taught
During
James.
college or after college?
When I dropped out and after Chris graduated.
So after college, so pretty much Andrew was one of the OG guys that started in the online space. And he said, I'm going to do something. I'm going to try this thing where it's like, oh, on YouTube, make $100 a day by doing this one thing. And so I was like, okay, good luck, you know? And so he tried it during that time I was working with Fortune 50 PepsiCo. And so I was like, I wasn't really into the whole online space. And then all of a sudden, 2 months later, Andrew comes back and he's like, look, I did $7,000 in sales in one day. And I was like, you just blew my mind. Like, how did you do it? So he's like, I can teach you, right? He's just willing to kind of help out. So we sat down, did it together, merged forces. And then later we opened up a spot and we were like, oh, who wants to take personal mentorship? And we opened up 7 spots for $20,000 each. And James was one of them. And I also knew James from high school. And James said, I only have 10,000. Can you give me a homie discount? And I said, I can't mix business and friendship. I love you, but I
everything
can't.
I have.
Yeah. And so what does he do? He just graduated from USC. He's working at this, job. And he's like, I'm going to quit this job, do this mentorship, take out a loan for another 10,000 to pay for the mentorship. And I'm going to balance my ad spend on all my credit cards. And we're like, if he fails, we're what are we gonna do?
Well, we're just asking.
We were kind of like overwhelmed for him, but he ended up becoming the most successful, if not the hardest working student.
Wow.
And also as a good friend, like we bounced ideas around, and that's when we said, why don't we just merge forces and make this bigger? And so it wasn't about competition. In the beginning, it was slight competition, although he was like, it was a mentorship area, whatever. But we're like, merge forces, make this even better and bigger, and we did. And so without him, without Andrew, without it's just
we were like so disorganized. James was like, here, look what I did with this spreadsheet. He typed some codes in,
sets up
and
the
then
operations.
It's like everything's just like looks so clean, and I don't even track any of the spend. Chris is like trying to convince me you have to track the spend.
And then
like, no, we're making money. It's chill.
Didn't you say that you were losing money for a while and you thought you were doing great
Yeah.
too?
Oh, for the
every
drop
business.
shipping.
Yeah.
But
like it's been like that in just random points in like just everything, like you think you did like a certain amount of money in profit, and then you don't know what the refund rate is until later. And then you're like, why didn't our bank account not increase? It's been like 3 weeks. We've been doing a lot of volume. Why is there?
I mean, what kind of ad spend are you spending right now? Give an idea to the people that are.
Right now, we spend around 100 to 150K a day on ads.
A day.
Yeah, I think the highest that we spent. Do you remember, James? He knows all the numbers.
I think it's like 500-600K a day.
Yeah.
That was like the most. But obviously we don't spend that every day. We're like 100-150K is like the average.
No.
But I think we forgot to have James maybe talk about his journey too, because I'm sure there were a couple things that we missed out.
Yeah, my gosh, that's
Well,
magnificent.
I think like the story was basically explained, but I think like the biggest thing for me in terms of like mindset was like burning the ships. That was a big point for me because like he mentioned, I kind of maxed out all my cards to do ad spend. So if that ad spend wasn't profitable, I would have been screwed big time. So I really went all in, and like thankfully it turned out really well. So I'm just like really grateful that everything turned out the way it did.
But what made you believe in them so much? Were you watching them on social?
Me and Chris were like best friends like since high school. So I always saw these gurus and ads for all these people making like hundreds of thousands of dollars on ads.
And then we became one of those.
But I always thought it was a scam. So I never really fully committed because I was like, oh, these people do it, but I don't know how true it is, and like, is it really real? Right, but then when I saw my friends do it, that's when I was like, well, I know this person, he's my best friend, he wouldn't lie about that.
Wow.
And then so I was able to kind of believe in the system and just go full on.
Wow, so you take other people's products and you sell them online, basically? Or?
Yeah, funny thing is people ask us, what do you do? We sell diet pills. And they're like, what? Yeah, so we sell diet pills all around the world, the US, and we help them scale to the next level. And so we work with ClickBank. Some people may know about ClickBank, some people may not, but awesome platform.
Yeah, because you click and then you bank.
Figured it out.
It's that simple. That's the secret.
So what's the next level? I mean, obviously you've already made such a splash in the industry, and especially last night, and I'm sure that will create ripples.
Already did, yeah. It's insane.
I'm sure. So what's the next step for you guys? What's your name? What's the
Wi-Fi.
name?
So we first started as Wi-Fi Bosses. So we had a brand name called Wi-Fi Bosses, and then with James, as soon as we merged forces, we're like, we're at the next level. Let's go with Wi-Fi Executives.
Would you like to double the size of your company in the next 12 months flat? Take 30 seconds to answer our quiz on the Ultimate Sales Machine on what's holding you back from growth. The reason is because 95% of businesses will never make it to $1 million in annual sales. Of that, 0.08% of those will reach $5 million. Of that, 1.5% will ever reach $10 million, and 0.004% will ever reach $100 million and beyond. See, in most cases, it's not about your product or service. It is the skills it takes to grow your business. Based on the Ultimate Sales Machine, written by my father, Chet Holmes, voted in the top 10 most recommended marketing and sales books of all time. We can help you get there. All it takes is focusing on one skill area that can double your sales if you have the pig-headed discipline and determination to do so. So be pig-headed. Go ahead and answer those 5 questions on our survey to understand how you can create your Ultimate Sales Machine.
Answer these 5 questions at howtodoublesales.com.
What's the next step for Wi-Fi Executives?
I think we want to be not the most, but one of the most influential people in the community and give back to the people for sure, and with knowledge and wisdom and advice, just like how many of people around us have helped us kind of get to where we are today. Without them, without you guys, we wouldn't be here either. And so that's what we want to do.
Yeah.
And I think very important thing is really retire our parents to the fullest, buy them homes. That's actually been one of our biggest whys as to why do we work hard, and so we can help out the parents that we may never see again in the future. And so let's do the best that we can now for them and let them live the lives that they give us when we're young. So
I love that.
I'm sorry if that was too emotional, but yeah.
Oh, it's magnificent. I mean, I took care of my father in the hospital right before he passed. For 1.5 years, I was in there.
Wow.
And so I know very intimately how important it is to take care of our parents and who teaches us, right? So
right.
That's wonderful. You guys are such an inspiration. Oh my God.
You as well.
So, and if there's so many business owners out there that are looking for how to do ads, like, can you just give just a nugget of advice for those that are saying, I don't even think I can crack this code?
I think one of the best things you can do is find a spy tool.
Oh.
Yeah, so because you can see what's working, right? Like one of the main ones we use is called Ad Spy.
Okay.
So you can type in weight loss or something related to your niche, like skin. Just search by shares, see what's the most shared thing. Sometimes it's maybe an engagement ad. And then that's not for making money, so you need kind of learn how that works and skip through that. But if you can identify what's a money ad, you can just model it.
Wow.
Because
love that.
What already works, you should just model it.
It's don't reinvent the wheel.
You don't know what's gonna work. Just model it and then increase for small increments, and test one thing at a time. When you're optimizing a landing page or something, don't try to test all these different things. You should do one thing at a time, because you'll never know where that difference came from.
Right.
You know?
Tracking.
I think one of the biggest things being a media buyer that we learned the last year, and I think especially James taught me, because I'm kind of let it rip, Chad, 50K budget will be good. And the next day we're it's negative $10,000, I thought it would work, bro. Right? But you don't want to ever do anything in your business based on assumptions.
Yeah.
You'll assume this works, but don't just assume it's gonna work. Actually test it first and understand why would this work, instead of just being hopeful. Because I think a huge thing is confirmation bias. You want something to work, so you won't even analyze the data properly. I think there have been times where we made a change to something and we were so proud of this change we made, and it probably hurt our conversion rate, but we were no, I think the data adds up. And then James comes back, he's wait, bro, I just look at the spreadsheet.
He's a spreadsheet guy.
The thing you did just lowered our margins by 10%. And now you want to spend this amount per day? And I'm
we'll be fine. Tomorrow it'll stabilize.
Yeah.
Wow. So where do you get that knowledge of spreadsheets and
I'm not sure. I mean,
Everyone needs to know that this guy went to one of the most prestigious business schools in the world,
Yeah,
USC.
I went to USC too.
Wow.
High five up top. Yeah. I was in music
UCR. Yeah, we went to the same school, and then you guys went to the same school.
Yeah.
Ah, sweet.
Go figure. No wonder we're so close.
Yeah. Physically too, right now. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, to me, it just kind of comes like naturally. I don't really see anything like that's super complicated about it. I just see the numbers, and to me, it's almost like second nature. I just kind of see it, and it's like it just makes sense to me. And I try to kind of simplify everything. And then what I always tell myself is, if I can't teach this to like a 5-year-old, then it's too complicated. So I also try to simplify my models where it's so easy to understand, where it's a no-brainer.
Very true.
I
Very
love
good.
that.
And that way, it's really easy to see how things are changing and progressing.
And then where do you work into the mix? This is the like full steam ahead, right? Gas. This is the okay. Wait, let's break.
Right.
Where do you?
And then now there needs to be a devil's advocate, right?
Okay.
We can't just always be too optimistic. I'm not saying I'm the pessimistic one here, but I say let's take a step back and let's look at a macro version of what we're doing
Okay.
and where we're heading, and how can we head towards a better direction so that in 2, 3, 4, 5 years that we're in that presence and that we can achieve more. And so it's like more of like directionally, strategically.
Strategic. Yeah.
And
Chris is very like big picture focused.
Great.
And he's very good at executing. Like he'll have an idea, and the time before he puts it in execution is like, it's like quick. He's like,
Immediate.
oh yo, this is a good idea. Boom. Like the next day he's like, oh, I got a call range with that same guy like at 3 tomorrow.
And I think when you have a team we all have accountability for each other, and neither of us, like none of us wants to like disappoint each other by either being slow or just being lazy. None of that. We're gonna carry the team as much as we can, all individually, so that we're all just, and I think that's where it gets really fun. Yeah.
Wow, I'm sure. I know I'm jealous. I love this partnership. It's so hard to find partners, and you'll find that as you get older. As I speak as the elderly one in the group right now. Normally I'm surrounded by people in their 50s and 60s, so this is actually really crazy to me that you guys are all younger than me by like at least a decade. That's really bizarre.
Well, we all look the same.
Yeah, we all look the same age.
We're all friends here.
Any last pieces that people need to know?
I would say like one really big thing that I myself learned like through the whole journey with kind of the partnership and working with them is like the solutions only mentality. Like they teach that in the course that they had, and that really changed my life, not only through business but in like my life in general and like my whole perspective on life. Now when I see challenges, I don't see it as a negative thing, but more as a challenge where it's kind of like a game where it's like, oh, I'm just gonna figure out the solution to this. Then nothing in life seems so bad, and it made my life personally a lot happier in general. And then I think it improved our business as a whole collectively significantly, because it's almost like we're unstoppable. Nothing that comes our way seems like it's like the end of the world, but it's like, oh, this is just one problem that we got to solve to get to the next level. So like that solutions only mentality, I think holding that not only in business but throughout life is like the most important thing that I've learned throughout this entire journey.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I think for me, I think never putting any limitations on yourself. Like, I think especially when we meet people like you, we kind of think like, wow, like how did they even do that? Like,
Yeah, we felt like we were the smallest people, the dumbest people in the room yesterday, for sure.
Well, you definitely far exceeded all of our expectations. Even I was so glad I got to meet you guys even before all of that. I was like, I love these guys. They're awesome.
Yeah, but like I think truly anyone can get good at anything. Like certain people will have natural talents for certain things.
Yeah.
Like if you're 6'7", obviously you have a better chance at playing basketball.
Yeah.
But even if you're 5'4", there was a player that got in the NBA too, you know? So like one thing for me personally is I never thought I was creative. Like the most I can do is like a stick figure.
Okay.
And even that doesn't look too good, right? But like now I feel like I can like direct like our creative team like very, very well just through like saying like, no, I can do it, you know?
I love it. Anything you want to share as the last nugget? Oh, last nugget.
And I'll just keep it very short. And this is something that my mentor that I've never met said. He said, "Today's the youngest you'll ever be. So make the most of it. So no matter what you do, you just live life, really. Just don't forget to live life, and don't forget the reason why you're working hard, and have a reason, and have a good reason as to, why you're doing what you're doing. And that way that, you get to give back. Then once you do reach that, because success is really just a checkpoint, right? And it's very subjective. So just have that why. And once you accomplish that, give back, right? That's your reason, give back, and then accomplish more and constantly give back, and just really never forget the people that you've been surrounded by and that have helped you get to where you are.
Wow, I love that. Normally I say, oh, where should we find you? And then, but I'll probably have all of your guys' socials. But is there one
LA.
Particular place?
Just kidding.
I've never gotten that response before. That's hilarious.
Put in your maps, LA.
A lot of
We're
bad
somewhere
jokes.
there.
Sorry. A lot of bad jokes.
Do you have a business page or no?
No.
business
We have a
page.
TikTok.
No, we don't do that anymore. But if there's a lot of content out there.
Yeah.
Wi-Fi Boss is a TikTok, but we don't use that anymore. So
Okay. So I'll just put your perspective pages.
yeah, just Instagram.
Yeah. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Are you tired of working endlessly to generate new leads that can't seem to get their attention? Are you overwhelmed with the amount of shiny objects taking you away from real sales results? For the last 30 years, Chet Holmes International has taught the foundational principles every business needs to better market and sell. So throw away that latest shiny object idea and get into our proven bootcamp so you can learn the timeless strategies that will help you get 9 times the impact from every move you're already making to generate new clients. Grab your seat to make this next year your best yet.
Sign up at chetholmes.com/9x. I would love to see you there.
Subscribe for more videos. Claim your free Chapter 4 of The Ultimate Sales Machine. This chapter helps you get 9 times more impact from every move you make. Visit ultimatesalesmachine.com. This has been the CEO Mastery Podcast, brought to you by The Ultimate Sales Machine.